Today I finished my first ever official half marathon. I ran the Bull City half marathon in Durham. There were times throughout that race that I didn't think that was going to happen. But before I talk about the race and let you know what happened, here's what the few days leading up to the race look like. So it's currently Friday, October 13th, and it's been about a week since I last ran. I got sick earlier this week, which you might still be able to hear in my voice. Luckily, I'm feeling a lot better at this point on Friday, and very fortunately, because I have my race in 2 days, my half marathon, and so since I haven't ran at all this week, I do want to get one moderate run in today, and then hopefully a shakeout run of like 2 to 3 miles tomorrow, and then we have the race on Sunday. So I just got back. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a really great run, if you could even call it a run to begin with. I ended up walking most of it. The beginning was okay, but around between the 1 and 2 mile mark, I really hit a block. Didn't have any energy. I just didn't feel great. On top of that, my cardiovascular fitness was not the best. So typically on these runs, I try to keep my heart rate somewhere in the low 140s. This time it was high 160s and 170s the entire first 2 miles, which isn't great. It meant that I was like really pushing it, which I shouldn't have been considering the pace I was going at and the fact that I was still in the first 2 miles. And I think it's largely due to the fact that I was sick earlier this week. My lungs just haven't recovered as much. So I decided to walk mile 3. At the 3 mile mark, I kind of built up that motivation to start running again. Got about a half mile in and my knee started to hurt. And so I decided to just cut it there, walk the rest of the way home, which I'm glad I did, because right now my knee doesn't hurt at all. And I'm hoping that if I'm able to do certain things proactively, I should be fine by Sunday. I definitely think that the cards that I've been dealt are not the best, but I do think that I'm able to make the most of them, and I hopefully will be able to still complete the race on Sunday. I just finished a 2 mile shakeout run the night before my race. This is probably the best run I've had in the last 2 weeks, and overall I just felt really good. It was 2 miles given, and obviously I have 13 miles tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes, but I'm just excited and happy to be running tomorrow, and to be feeling good right now. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. So the night before the half marathon, I decided to make a tomato pesto pasta, just to carb load as much as I can, as well as it just tastes really good. Overall, I'm feeling pretty good for my race tomorrow. I picked up my packet earlier today. And yeah, my knee's feeling good so far. I'm gonna stretch it out again tonight and tomorrow morning. Try to sleep as early as I can tonight, and then try to set myself up well for the race tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the pasta, maybe have another bowl, and then go ahead and probably head to bed soon. So on race day, I had a pretty good start to the morning, got some food, had a banana, and was feeling pretty good. Things quickly started to go downhill from there. I was going to the race with 2 of my friends. Both of them were running the 5 mile and we're running just a little bit late. The half marathon started at 7:30. We had gotten there at 7:15, but still needed a park. The other 2 were running the 5 miler. So as we were trying to park, I actually ended up hopping out of the car and then had the other 2 park while I went to go to the start line. Partially, I did that because I also needed to use the bathroom. But what I realized that as I was leaving the car is that I forgot my earphones. Luckily, they were able to bring it to me before the race started. I managed to also use the bathroom, which was awesome. By the time that I finished using the bathroom, I was at 7:28, so 2 minutes before the start of the run, which wasn't too big of a deal for me considering I wasn't near the beginning of the race. I knew my pace was going to be a little bit slower. But as I was walking to the start line, I realized that I didn't have my running shoes. I was wearing my regular sneakers, which don't provide a lot of support at all. And actually the reason that I got running shoes was I was having a lot of pain on the right side of my foot. But I was 2 minutes from the start of the race and there wasn't really much I could do. So I went ahead and started the race. So nothing too crazy in the first 2 miles. I did quickly start having some pain on the right side of my right foot, which was what had previously happened in these shoes, but that quickly resolved itself, so nothing too crazy there. I did see somebody with double bands around their IT band, like compression bands, and I'd actually picked one up when I was picking up my race packet yesterday, and so I decided that seeing that it was a sign for me to put one on. Not sure if it helped, not sure if it hurt. I will say that it felt good, so I'm glad I did it. After around the 4 to I would say probably 8 mile mark, I really got into the zone. I felt great. I was eating some running gummies. Gave me some sugar, had some caffeine in them. Not sure if that helped too much, but felt great. We got really in the zone, and I was going right around 10-minute pace, a little bit north of 10-minute pace, which I was really happy about. The last time I ran a full half marathon, it was right around 11:30 total. So I was loving the pace I was going at. I felt great, felt like I could keep running forever. That was until the 8.8 mile mark. I know I took a screenshot when it happened, so I'll put that up on screen, but all of a sudden I just feel a pop in my left knee. I know it was in the exact same spot as the previous injury, so I knew it was my IT band. And all of a sudden it just really started hurting. I was still able to run. What really was the most painful is when I fully bent my knee back. And luckily when jogging, you're not necessarily doing that. So I was able to run for a little bit. It wasn't feeling any better. So luckily I had some ibuprofen that I packed with me in case something like this happened. I popped those. I took a running gel as well, just to give my body the best shot it could, throw everything at it. I continued to run fairly slow. I'll throw my splits up on screen, and you can see that the first, I think probably 8 miles, right around 10-minute pace, a little bit north of that, and then all of a sudden you see a huge drop to around 11-12-minute pace. Probably after another half mile or so, the ibuprofen probably kicked in, felt a little bit better. I tried pushing my speed a little bit and I could feel the pain slightly more, and so I decided to pull back into what was a nice comfortable pace, and then I continued on that for the rest of the run. There were times when I was having that band pain that I was like, I don't know whether or not I'm gonna be able to finish the race. Previously when I had that injury, after 3 miles of walking, I mean, I could barely move. So, and I had another 5 miles left to go, 4 or 5 miles left to go at that point, so.
Ellis, the finisher.
But luckily I was able to finish out the race. And yeah, it was a great race day experience. Afterwards, we got Mellow Mushroom. And right now, a couple hours later, I'm still feeling pretty good. The ibuprofen, I will say, works wonders. But I did talk to a physical therapist. I was at the race. And for my marathon prep, which is actually in 3 weeks, which is a little worrisome, I definitely am excited to train for it and excited to run it. The only thing I'm concerned about is whether or not any sort of injuries are going to prevent me from being able to run anything. But yeah, I'll end the video there. I'll say that I had a blast running, especially getting to run with my friends, even though we didn't run the race together. Getting to go to the race with my friends, finish the race with my friends, it was a great time.